All right. Good afternoon, everybody. And sorry I'm late. Sorry, I think it's about 3 minutes. I'm always late. I don't know why. They say to me in a minute, I'm always late for an important date. But there you go. Anyway, how are you?
I'm good. How's it going?
Yeah, thanks, John. What have you been up to this weekend? Anything good?
Yeah, I'm looking at opening up a retro geek toy store here in Timmins, and I'm just trying to get things in order.
All right. Okay, that's good. Also this week it's been Mental Health Week. I don't know if you know about that.
Mental Health Week.
Yeah, of
Every week is Mental Health Week.
course it is. Of course it is. But under the umbrella, it says Mental Health Week. It was for this week anyway, and you know, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about mental health. Is that all right?
Sure.
Yeah. Um, the where what's happening at the moment is we're in our country, in England, things are kind of like dying down, and things are kind of like coming to a slow stop where people are kind of like returning back to work and everything. You know, do you think it's so quick coming out of lockdown?
Well, we're still in lockdown where we are,
Right?
and cases are actually rising in my town. We were pretty much at nothing for quite a while, and in the last month or so, it's just been nuts here. So the lockdown was supposed to end, I think, May 20th, and now it's June 2nd. So
Oh no.
not
And
good here.
also, do you think there's a lot of rumors going around? I don't know. A lot of theories going around. Do you think it's more than the virus?
What are the theories? I hadn't heard anything.
No, no. One of the theories is that it's eventually, it's because the world's overpopulated. Where they're trying to get rid of people.
That wouldn't surprise me actually. I hadn't heard that, but there's always conspiracies, and I'm not surprised people are making up theories or whatever they're doing. But yeah, we are overpopulated, and maybe Thanos was right. Who knows? I'm not one to
Yeah.
judge.
No. So you so what do you think about do you think that there's something going on?
Do I think there's something going on?
Yeah.
You know what? I think there's always something going on. I think that there probably is some kind of an elite cabal of corrupt, who knows what, rich people, government politicians, all that kind of stuff. And there's always things going on that we'll never know. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it even real? I don't know. There probably is, though.
Yeah. I'm on it, about this virus and everything. It's all of a sudden, it just pops up out of the blue and everything. It's a bit cagey myself. 1 minute we're going to go into lockdown, and you just told me just now that you're in lockdown now.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going up more. You've got the casualties going up more. So, what do you think? So, what do you think? What's going on? Do you think that um, it's just happening?
I think that may be how it started. I'm not a doctor or a scientist, and I haven't really researched too much into it. But yeah, it could have been because some guy ate a diseased bat in China. I don't know. Anything's possible at this point, right?
Well, because that's what they said, wasn't it? They said that there was a bat. It come from bats in China. Do you believe in that theory?
I believe it's a possibility. Whether it was also manufactured or helped along, maybe.
Yeah.
You can't
Well,
really trust any of those people who are in power, right? So
that's the trouble. That's the trouble, though, isn't it? When people are in power, especially our own like prime minister and you've got president and whoever, it's difficult to trust people these days, isn't it?
well, that's right. And they say never trust anybody who seeks power. Always trust somebody who has power thrust upon them, right? So
Right.
if
Right.
you're seeking it, then there's definitely something wrong.
Do you think at this moment in time that um, our governments are kind of corrupt?
Oh yeah, for sure they are. and incompetent.
Right. Can you say more or?
No, I don't really get into politics. I don't know too much about it. I just a lot of fiction books that I read where there's always a good guy and he's trying to save the world from the evil powers that be, right? So I've read a lot of that stuff, like Matthew Riley books and what's the other guy? Andy McDermott, those kind of people.
Yeah. How is your podcast? How is your podcast going?
Well, SoulForge is still going strong. I actually ended the Rusted Robot podcast about a month ago after 7 years.
Brilliant, really good. I bet that. And how many listeners do you get?
Not enough. I can always use more listeners.
Okay, guys, get on the bandwagon here and on Shawn's. We put the link up later on after this interview.
And you can always find it at soulforgepodcast.com.
Brilliant, thank you very much. So, what kind of topics? Let's go talk about you. So, what kind of topics do you cover?
I cover mental health. I cover day-to-day happenings. Let me just pull up my app here, and I'll tell you what the last episodes were. Well, the last one that came out was me talking about my new business idea, about this sneak store that I want to open up. But before that, I did a whole episode on how to deal with disappointment. And before that, it was just random thoughts. It was episode 200, so I pretty much covered like 15 different topics in brief detail.
Gosh.
And before that, it was the one where I tried yoga for the first time. So topics are various and random, and you never know what's going to happen. The week before, I talked to my brother and his wife about how to have a successful marriage. So there's always something interesting coming along.
Yeah, yeah. So are you married yourself?
I'm engaged.
Are you engaged?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So your brother's married then? Are they? They're getting married and they've married.
Yeah, they've been married since 2012.
All right. Okay. So that's quite good actually, isn't it? That's a long time. We've been married about 8 years now, and yeah. With your podcast also, kind of. Do you get people around the world kind of like listening in? Or?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I've got people in, the last time I checked my metrics, was a while ago, there was Australians, people from the UK, I think a couple people in Vietnam. There was a German and a Russian, South America, Canada, the US. Like, it's all over.
Yeah, yeah. And when you do your kind of like, when you do your podcast and everything, do you plan it, or do you think, oh, all right, I've got a podcast, what we're going to talk about today? Is it just sudden?
It's complicated because it comes out every Thursday morning. So as soon as I've released it, it's automatically time to start thinking about what the next episode is going to be. And I try to do it on the weekends, but sometimes it's Wednesday night and I'm recording something real quick to edit for Thursday morning. So sometimes I'll have 5 or 6 in advance that I've pre-recorded, but not for a while.
Right. Okay. So when you're doing your podcast then, and do you kind of like get a lot of people come back to you and give you feedback about your podcast?
Not as much as I would like. There's usually a couple people per episode, but sometimes there's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so difficult these days, though, isn't it? When you kind of like you want to get the message out there, or you want to talk about a couple of things like marriage or religion or whatever.
That's right.
The trouble is, it's kind of you can advertise it, you can bung it around, but at the end of the day, it depends how many people will turn up. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and it's difficult too because I'm an avid podcast listener, and people will say, "Oh, you should email us or give us feedback," and I'll think, "Oh, yeah, I should do that," and then I listen to the next episode of something else, and then I totally forget, and I never do it. So it's not easy. And they say only 1% of your audience will ever contact you anyway.
Yeah. Have you ever thought of going into radio?
I've thought about it, but I've never looked into it.
No. Do you think that because I got my own radio station too, so I've got radio and a podcast both together.
Oh, nice.
This is what. So you're on radio now, actually.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
so what
Okay.
I do is all my shows I do StreamYard radio, so it's like it's both together.
Okay, that
And
makes sense.
I've got listeners, so I've got how many listeners? Got 2,000 listeners on at the moment.
There's
So
2,000 people listening to us right now?
yeah, right now, yeah.
Oh, geez. Hi, all 2,000 people. Hope you check out soulforgepodcast.com.
Oh, carry on, carry on. That's just what this is why I said to you about advertising. Your you know, everybody's advertising. Here we go. Got some questions coming in already for you. Look, here we go.
Excellent.
Let's carry on. Hi, Sean. It's good to see you on Steve's show. I love seeing you. Saw you last time. Good conversation. Is where can I find your podcast? There you go.
Okay,
Um,
well, that's a great question. Well, obviously, like I said, soulforgepodcast.com if you want to check out the website, but we're on everything: Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify. There's so many, I don't even know them all anymore. I can't remember their names, but pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast, you can find us there.
yeah. Hi, Steve. Congratulations on your show. I hear about it's gone down to number two in the charts in the UK. Yeah, thank you very much for that. I, Steve. How often does Sean come on? I think we need to see more of him on here. He's really good at what he talks about. I heard him last time. Very good conversation. There
Well,
you
thank you.
go. Yeah,
That's very nice. Yeah, I come on what once a month?
once a month. Yeah, 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 yeah. Once a month. How did you meet Sean? Oh gosh, I think it was on a podcast.
Facebook group or something?
Yeah, it was like a podcast thing, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah,
I can't.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What else is it? If I want to start my own podcast up, like you, like Sean and yourself, Steve, what do I have to do?
Well, that's a good question. Listen to episode 104 of the Soul Forge podcast. I talk all about it.
Well, there you go. See, and it's also if you go on www.stevehambishshow.com.uk, you will know that there's a thing on there also about us too. Or if you go on our radio site, it's crossroads.co.uk. You will see more of it. We got around about, I think it's around about 600 episodes now. So there you go. So don't forget we do around about 4 shows a day.
How many?
4 shows a day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
we get
good.
different people on. We get like during the week we get people on talking about mental health, or there's actors, there's music. Oh, it's all sorts of people we get on. What else we do? Oh, Sean. Whereabouts are you in this goddamn world? I'd love to hear you, of course.
Where am I? Well, like physically located? Is that what that means?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
in Canada, in Timmins, Ontario. It's up north. It's the land that culture forgot. I call it. There's not much to do here.
Okay. Um, Sean, if I give you a topic, would you know about it? It
I might.
depends. It depends. What is it? Divorce. Hmm. Do you know divorce?
I've had one.
I've
Episode
had
episode 51 of Soul Forge podcast talks about it actually.
You're gonna go for the list, aren't you?
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Hang on for a second. Relationship so for podcast 26. Um, um, Hi Steve. I love what you're doing at the moment about raising money for Mind. Are you doing anything this year? We are, but at the moment, because everything was closed down, we kind of like stopped doing anything. But we are doing it again this year. Hi, Sean. Nice to see you on. Can you tell me more about yourself? Um, well, yeah, carry on, Sean.
Okay. Let me think. About myself. Let's see. As you can see from the background, I collect miniature starships, and Over here are my Thundercats. So I collect toys. I've collected toys since I was a little kid. What else should I tell you? I'm a mailman. I want
You're
to
a
open up.
postman.
I'm a postman, a letter carrier. Yeah. I've been doing that just over 14 years now. What else
Can
can
you
I tell you?
deliver? Hang on for a second. I've got a question for you. Up here it says here. It says, "Hi Steve, can you ask Sean does he deliver mail to anybody famous?"
Not in our town. There's nobody famous here.
No, they only got about 3 people in that town.
Well, a little bit more than that, but yeah, nobody famous. Actually, Shania Twain is from this town, but she doesn't live here. So,
Well, there you go. There you go. So, what else we got? Yeah. So anyway, so what I was talking about just now about kind of like your podcast and everything. How often do you kind of like do your podcast? Is it every week or is it like a few times a week?
no, it's well, when I had two podcasts, it was twice a week. Actually, no, I've got three podcasts. Okay, two now. So there was Rusted Robot, which just ended after 7 years. Soul Forge is almost 4 years old. And last year in June, me and a couple of guys from the UK started up the Cosmic Pizza Podcast. And that's every second week. It comes out on Wednesdays. Cosmic Pizza Podcast.
And what's that about?
Everything. What did we do? This
You
week
eat
we just.
pizza.
What's that?
Do you sit around and eat pizza?
No, I did once during a recording, but no, we don't usually talk about pizza. But last week's episode that we recorded, which comes out in June, because we're usually about 3 or 4 weeks ahead on that one, was our 1 year anniversary show. The episode that just came out was our top 3 movies from the 1950s. We've had conspiracy theory podcast. We've talked about immortality. We've talked to some award-winning comedians. It's pretty random.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, good, good. And with your podcast, do you kind of like help people too? You know, if there are people coming on and if they need help, do you guide them or?
If they need help, for sure. Yeah. I haven't had any people asking for relationship advice, but I've had authors on who wanted to promote their work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We do get the same. Yeah. And of course, we bombed out in you now with questions. Here we go. Well, it stops me from talking, doesn't it? Or yapping. Here we go. What is your place like in Canada? I love to go to Canada. The last time I went there was 20 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
And what was the question? What's
it like? What's your town like?
Well, the roads are horrible. There's lots of
Really?
Oh yeah, potholes everywhere. Like this town is a garbage dump, pretty much. But let's see what else. Lots of trees, lots of mosquitoes, lots of wide open spaces. A lot of people who are into hunting and fishing and doing drugs. There's lots of drug addicts here. Lots of crime. It's,
Right,
it's
okay.
it's not the best place to live, but
No.
where I
But
am
if
is
you
okay.
But if you fancy an holiday, you know where to go.
Well, don't come to Timmins if you're coming to Canada. Definitely don't do that. Maybe go to Montreal or Vancouver or something.
Yeah, Vancouver's quite good, isn't it? Vancouver.
Yeah.
Or Toronto. I'm only sending them to Toronto. There's another story, that one. Right, okay. Where would I kind of like hear your podcast? Whose podcast? All right, okay. So can you give out the email again for your podcast?
Yeah,
Website?
it's soulforgepodcast.com.
There you go.
What else? Let me think
Do
here.
you
Yeah,
have a Facebook?
yeah,
Someone's asked me if you have a Facebook.
Facebook.com/soulforge podcast.
Good. How can I be a guest on one of your shows?
Send an email to soulforgepodcast@gmail.com and we'll work something out.
There you go. What else that we got? Hi, Steve. Would it be possible if you get that comedian on again, Jane? We've had her on a few times now. We can't, not at the moment in time, but we're kind of like we're looking at something different at the moment. Hi, Steve. Would it be possible if you can get Sean back on and talk about UFOs?
I guess I could talk about UFOs. I don't know too much, but I can make stuff up.
Area 51.
Yeah, I'm sure we could talk about that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can do that. We'll do that next month, right? To tell you the truth, what I'm rattling on at the moment is I've been doing different things today, and I forgot everything about it. I was about 3 minutes late for my podcast, and I can't find my notes. I had some notes, and I can't find them, so
Oops.
I'm just rattling on. So, yeah.
And that's okay. Sometimes that's what you have to do.
Yeah. Hang on for a second. Here we go. All right, Sean. If you were to doing podcasts, what would you be doing? Well,
if I didn't do podcasts,
yeah,
I would have that store open already, or I would be writing a great novel.
there you go. There you go. Sean, have you opened up your shop yet?
No, I'm just looking at locations, and this week I'm looking into financing to see what I can do exactly.
There you go. What is it? Have you ever been to the UK, Sean?
Not yet. I haven't been anywhere exciting. I plan to. I want to visit and meet my my two British co-hosts for Cosmic Pizza in real life instead of just over the Skype all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Whereabouts in the UK do they?
Let's see. Paul is just outside of Liverpool, and Dan, I think he said Chatham, Kent. Is that a place?
All right. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's where he's from.
Yeah. Okay. What else is it? What kind of stuff do you cover, Sean, for topic wise on podcasts?
No topic is too big or too small. I cover anything that comes up.
Right. Okay. What is that? What is that board in front of you, Sean?
The board,
Oh?
like this up here. My cork board with dinky cars on it.
That's it. Yeah. Ah, see, you nosy, you lot. I like this microphone, Steve. Why don't you get one?
Yeah, Steve, why don't you get one?
Be quiet. Go that. Yeah, where'd you get them to anyway?
Where did I get it?
Yeah.
Somebody gave it to me.
All right. So you would have had it if no one gave it to you.
No, I would have. Maybe I'd be using this one. Let's see. Can the camera pick it up? There we go.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I've got multiple setups here for different occasions.
Yeah, I've got different microphones here. Yeah. Okay. What else we got? Oh, guys. Right. Okay. How many microphones do I need to set up, and what kind of setup do I need to do a podcast?
Actually, you could record it right off of your phone if you wanted to in your voice notes and use that microphone. It's not necessarily the best quality, but you can use whatever you want. Like I've got this one that my buddy gave me. I've got this other one that I just showed you. That was $50. I got this one here from Amazon. I think it was like $20. And my recent acquisition for Christmas is this. It's the Zoom H4n Handy Pro, and the sound quality is the best I've ever come across. So I use this for recording my podcasts.
Oh, there you go. Hi, Steve. What do you use for your podcast? Well, we do our podcast on radio. We go everywhere. We got it all over the place, our podcast. But also we do like live shows every day. So it's like 4 or 5 shows a day. We do, which covers different topics. And yeah, I'm not like Sean. Sean is a rich man.
Mm-mm. He's not. He's bought a lot of cheap equipment and gets stuff given to him.
Oh, Sean, what kind of sport are you into?
Sports?
Yeah,
No sports.
it's just
I'm not coordinated enough for sports.
like, um, what do you do for your job when you're not podcasting
For my job is as a mailman.
as a mailman? Yeah. Okay. Sorry, just all these questions coming up at the moment.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
The nosy buggers these lot are really nosy. All right,
Well,
Steve. Congratulations on everything that you're doing. Could you ask Sean? Um, has he ever thought of kind of like talking about Black Lives Matter?
I did do one of those episodes with a coworker who happens to be black. There's not very many black people here in town, so I didn't want to cover that by myself because I don't have that kind of an experience. But we did one 2 years ago, I think.
Right. Okay. Good. Um, have you ever did a podcast on sex workers? What?
Uh, As a matter of fact, I was supposed to have an interview with the most famous sex worker in the U.S., but we keep having to reschedule because she's got a busy life. So we haven't had a chance yet, but it's on the agenda eventually.
Right. She's got to pick the time in, isn't she?
That's right.
As long as she don't charge, as long as she just tell her it only costs 15 minutes. You only got to pay her $15. And everything.
Well, I think she gets like 20 grand for a night, so that's a little bit out of my price range. Actually, it's a lot out of my price range. But
yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Hi Steve, what's happening about your forthcoming book? I haven't done it yet because of the lockdown. We're looking into it at the moment in time. Sean, I've mentioned sex workers. It was because I'm a sex worker myself, and I am in the UK. I've been going through a lot of abuse and everything. Can I leave my details with you?
definitely.
Steve doesn't cover it. We don't. Sorry, we don't cover things like that. I don't know why we don't cover it, but
Well, you can't cover everything.
we can't cover everything. It's just bad enough keeping my clothes on and then doing sex work.
Yeah, but if somebody wants to be a guest, just email me at soulforgepodcast@gmail.com and we can work something out.
There you go. Yeah. And plus you don't get paid for it. It's free of charge. Isn't that right, Sean?
Well, yeah, there's no money that I have for my podcasting. It's all free, so.
Yeah. Also, last couple of questions. What kind of music are you into, Sean? And do you ever get anybody on your shows who's musical?
Yes, episode 47 or 49, I can't remember, somewhere in the 40s, I talked to Muggsy, who is a rap artist in Australia, and he wants to become like Eminem. That was like 3 years ago I spoke to him. I think that's the only musical guy I've had on. Yeah.
Right, okay. Oh, Steve, I loved your program the other day about the vicar guy. He was on Britain Got Talent. Yes, yeah. Is he coming back again? Yes, he is. He's booked in. Yeah. All right, Steve. How do I come onto your show? Just contact me, inbox me, whatever, and we're trying to fit you in. We're not. I think we're in our second week at the moment in June, so we're tied up until then. But yeah, contact us. Sean, if I wanted to if I want to do some podcasting, what site should I best to go on?
Well, my thing is hosted on Podbean, PODBEAN.com. There's free ones too, like Anchor. I think Castbox is another one. There's like hundreds of different sites.
Yeah, yeah. I'm on
I've just,
Podbean. Yeah,
yeah, Podbean's the easiest that I found to use.
yeah,
It's not free, but it's easy, and the
yeah.
templates are all there. And
Yeah, they do charge you, don't they, and everyone?
yeah, it's about 100 and something a year, but
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
horrible for a hobby.
But if you want to get your Podbean podcast out, and then go to Podbean, and Anchor does it, and quite a few sites.
Oh, there's so many.
Yeah, there is, and they do the chart stuff and everything.
Exactly.
Uh, right. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you very much for coming back on. Sorry about the lateness and everything else again.
No, it's all good.
Sure. All right. But next month I want to talk about kind of like Area 51 because a lot of people's asking me to cover it. So I've got to look up to that and do my own work on that. And
Sure, I'll see what I can find too.
yeah. Okay. Thanks very much, guys. Don't forget to contact Sean. Really nice guy. It comes on about every month. I don't know why, but he's still here with me. um. Anyway, but really good guy. So please follow him. And also, I'm finished for the day now. There's no one else today. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. So tomorrow I'll be back, and we got a few on tomorrow and for the rest of the week. In the meantime, guys, take care and behave yourselves. In the meantime, bye for everybody. Bye, Sean.
See you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.